To remember this plant, imagine elephants, 2 elephants specifically, a mama elephant and a baby elephant. The mama elephant has a rose tucked in to her ear, and she has red toenail polish to match the rose. This helps us to determine that this is the mama elephant. The baby elephant has baby fuzz all over its body, as all baby elephants do, and we'll be seeing a picture of that later. And if you're listening to this podcast on iTunes or some other podcast, you'll just have to use your imagination. But it's very easy. Just imagine 2 elephants, 1 mama and 1 baby. Now, for those of you watching, what we're looking at here is a picture of an adult and a baby. I will first start with the ears. The ears represent the leaf of Arctium minus, or the elephant's plant. The leaves are very large, and they do resemble elephant ears, the right and left ear put together. As you can see, the back side of the ear will be protected from the sun. Therefore, the back side or the bottom side of the ear would not be as dark. It will bear a much lighter color, as the underside of the leaves do. Imagine this lighter color also being caused by mold and mildew, because moisture is not able to escape from behind the ears as easily, and because it is shaded. Behind the elephant's ears, with all the mold and mildew, it would smell very foul, and if you were to taste it, it would taste very bitter, just like the leaves of the plant. Notice how the elephant ear is also wavy around the edges, as the leaves are. It is also irregularly lobed, as the leaves are. Using your imagination, I ask you to imagine this mama elephant with a large rose tucked into her ear. Now, this rose represents the first year leaves, which are much larger than the second year leaves that develop on the flowering stem. The first year leaves develop from a rosette, a basal rosette. Basal stands for flat, or lying flat on the ground. Rosette, which the rose is represented by, means round, or the leaves are developed or grows from a round formation of leaves. I will move on now to the trunk of the elephant. The trunk represents the taproot. Easy to associate trunk with the root, because trunk is also a word associated with trees. Tree trunk, roots. Elephant's plant has a taproot that reaches deep into the ground. It is very large, it's fleshy, and it smells like a potato. If you would like, imagine a potato stuck into the end or in the snout of your elephant. In the picture we see here, the elephant's snout or trunk is on the ground. Imagine it taking up a potato in that snout. That would help you to remember the potato-like smell. This is a picture of the elephant plant's leaf. Notice again the resemblance to elephant ears, the right and the left ear put together. In this picture, notice the deep ridges in the legs of these elephants. The legs, incidentally, do represent the stem of the plant. The stems are erect and they are ridged longitudinally is the difference. The ridge that you imagine in these elephants' skin represents the longitudinal ridges or grooves in the stems, leaf stems, and flower stems of the elephant's plant. Now, the tail. While the elephant is on the move, and we will get to the move or leave later, but while the elephant is on the move, the burrs of the elephant plant will get stuck to its tail. For as you see, this is the only part of the elephant that could possibly attract the burrs of the elephant's plant. And this is what it would look like. Imagine the elephant's tail covered with burrs. Now this is proof that the elephant was walking through the area. So when you're in the field and you see elephant ears or you see elephant tails, then you know that an elephant was in the area. The red toenail polish, by the way, is more proof that an elephant was in the area, because the red toenail polish would rub off on the leaf stalks, which represent the leaf stalks having a reddish tint to it at times. We see here a picture of a baby elephant and how it's got a lot of fuzz on it. This baby elephant represents the younger stems. For the younger stems, as you can see, represented by the baby's legs, are more hairy and not as deeply ridged as the older stems or the older elephant's leg. We also see in the picture the hooves of the elephant represent the leaves. Now this might be the most difficult part to remember in the mnemonic. The hooves of the elephant are used to move around or to leave. Hooves equals leave. So again, if you spot an elephant ear in the field or elephant tails in the field, you know that an elephant was there, but the elephant left. Leave. It leaves. Left. Feet. Leaves. The hooves are associated with the leaves because, again, the red toenail polish is associated with the stems and with the leaf stalk. The leaves of the second year plant, which grows along the stem, alternate along the stem, just as an elephant is leaving, its steps alternate as its footprints alternate as well. Something else to take note of with the second year stems is the fact that the leaves are smaller than the first year leaves, and they are more oval or egg shaped. This is represented in the picture of this baby elephant. Again, the legs represent the erect stems with the ridges. Along those stems are alternating leaves, which are represented by the elephant leaving the leaf. Now, upon the stem, just like upon the legs of this elephant, is a round or egg-shaped body. It's as simple as that. Again, the legs represent the stem, and on the stem is an egg-shaped pattern, which represent the tendency for the smaller leaves to form somewhat more of an oval or egg shape. Usually they do resemble something more of elephant ear shape, but again, usually do become much smaller as the leaves approach the top of the stem and are more egg-shaped. It's another picture of the elephant leaving. Notice the more round or ovate shape upon the stems, the body again. Now, this again is a picture of the hoof, which represents the leaf. The red toenail polish, as it's leaving the area, will rub off upon the leaf stem. The last thing I needed to share with you is this. Yes, this is an elephant going pee-pee, where the tail, remember the tail represents the flower head or the burrs, which are hooked. The burrs would not be on the tail or could not attract itself to the tail like Velcro if they were not hooked. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this picture of an elephant going pee-pee is because inevitably the tail will eventually get wet. So when you imagine this tail getting wet with what? With pee-pee, that will lead you to remember how the flowers, which are represented by the tail, the flowers eventually dry, become brown, and attach itself to passers-by, like this elephant, in order to spread its seed. The P represents purple to pink. So that again will lead you to remember that the flowers of elephant's plant can be pink to purple, occasionally white.